Yeah, wait.
Hey, welcome to NBA Today. It's presented by ESPN Bet. We are live from Dallas, where it seemed like for a few minutes, we had a game. And then a few minutes later, okay, the series may very well be over. He's Kendrick Perkins. He's Richard Jefferson, Shanae Agumake, Brian Windhorst. I'm Malika Andrews. We have so much to get to, but let's just start with what happened, Shanae, in this game 3. Director Kathy, let's roll the highlight. Luka Doncic knew the importance of this game. No team has ever come back from down 0-3, but Jaylen Brown is gunning for that finals MVP. Dallas, they started out pretty well.
Yeah, their backcourt came to play. I think everyone said this had to be the Kyrie Irving game. We knew that Luka was going to show up, but early, look at that pull-up three, 27 feet.
That is Kyrie Irving at his finest. But watch here, Perk. So Luka, he thinks he's fouled on this play. He doesn't get back in time here to contest what ends up being a Sam Hauser 3.
I mean, Luka doing Luka things, and it was just horrible. He emotionally drained his team from the start of the game to the end of the game with his emotions.
But at the third quarter, Dallas was actually up, and then Boston, this was about as disastrous of a third quarter as Dallas could have here, Rich.
No, it was.
That was an and one.
That was an and one. Boston made their first 6 field goals in that third. You're supposed to make the team call the first time out. Dallas didn't do that. Boston made them call the first time out.
And the difference in this is that Boston played through it, whereas Dallas did not.
Yeah, Tatum, Brown outscored the Mavs 22-19 in the third, and in case you needed an exclamation,
hello,
look out below.
Look at the dunk, but look at Luka again, involved with the pick and roll. No resistance whatsoever.
No one can stop Brown on that one. Tatum says, hold us back. All right, going ahead to the fourth quarter here. You thought this game was over. Fans actually started leaving at this point. A little Luka magic on this pass.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for. The belief in the teammates, but also the teammates knocking it down when it mattered most. Sis, I was like, it's time. It's turning. We're about to have a series.
Well, that's what that elbow was from Dirk as well.
It was an offensive foul.
Finds his teammate in the corner. PJ Washington hits the 3. The Mahomes.
And the
Mahomes, they love it. Luka, right here, is when he's called for his 5th foul. Not pleased about it. And then just a couple of possessions later, watch him here. Brown draws another foul on Luka, and Luka, he immediately turns to the Mavericks bench. He yells, hey, challenge that, and some other expletives I can't say on TV. But they did.
That right there is more embarrassing than the foul call. You're screaming at your teammates and your bench to challenge it when everyone in America saw it was a block. They're literally just doing that to appease you.
And so, Wendy, what we all thought we would have, Kyrie Irving versus the Boston Celtics.
Oh, I thought this was actually going to be a great moment for Kyrie, but the Celtics are just too good.
The Celtics come at you over and over again. Here, Jaylen Brown cleaning it up.
The Celtics, the level of physicality that they brought in this series don't get talked about enough, especially from the guard and the wing position. They have been very, very physical.
Washington called right there on a moving screen. Remember, they don't have a challenge.
Yeah, because of Luka.
Signal. Big here from Derek Lively.
He played great.
He
played great. He played great last night. Energy was contagious on both ends of the floor.
Watch this here, though. Brown and Tatum. Brown, look at him here. He waves off Tatum.
I got this. Let me come.
No, he's telling him to stay down. He wants him to get low. He's not waving him off. He's telling him to get lower because they're about to run that pick and roll.
While he got low, Jaylen Brown got groovy. He nailed that jumper. He wanted the shot, and he got it. The Celtics win Game 3, 106-99. Brown had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Doncic had 27 points. So let's take a listen to Jaylen Brown on how they withstood that run.
Sometimes when you are winning, comfort kind of sets into your mind. You kind of like relax. Your brain kind of wants to go at ease, and you got to fight that. Even though that lead dwindled fast, we found ways and moments to overcome it. In that fourth quarter that I was proud of, we made some big-time plays.
We couldn't play physical, so I don't know. I don't want to say nothing, but, 6 foul in the NBA Finals, where I'm like this. Come on, man. Better than that.
So I asked Luka about how he feels about those comments in the light of day. You're going to hear how he reflects on that in just a little bit. He seemed to take some of the blame there, Perk, for what happened, but, we're cutting up a pie. We're cutting up a pie. How much does he deserve?
I didn't hear him take any blame for that. I mean, I mean, everything about it was disappointing from a leadership standpoint. And, you know, to me, this is now no longer about this series with Luka. It's now about what happens going forward. I now want to see what happens. This is a moment. You know, 2 years ago, we were all in Boston. Yeah. We were watching the Celtics go down to a great, experienced Golden State team. And we were like, man, the Celtics kind of let us down here. We really thought that they were going to do something. They were up 2-1. Luka and the Mavericks have let us down in this series. And so now it's like, I believe he's such a good player that he will be back. He might be back next year. But the performance that he had in Game 3 has got to be something that becomes a storyline that we say, remember Game 3 back in 2024?
Yeah.
Right.
Look at now here, this Game 4, 2026, and whatever. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to learn this.
Something else happens again, and it was like, this reminds me of Game 3. Because we've seen this in Euro basketball. We've seen this throughout his career. He's one of the most talented players that has ever touched the basketball. But when you look at his performance, even then, I said this, Luka's upset, right? He's mad. Challenge that call.
Yeah.
How about this, Luka? If that was you on the other side, and you were Jaylen Brown, and they didn't call that foul, you would lose it. You would absolutely lose it if you were on the other side because you don't get a call. But you shoot more free throws than what you're top 5 in the league in free throw attempts. So it's just, for me, the growth of being a leader is what we now get to watch. The talent is there. And now on the biggest stage, you have seen questions about, in my opinion, his temperament, his leadership, and even his calming and how cool he can be.
That was the worst game of Luka playoff career, to be honest with you. And if you asking me a percentage of pie that I'm giving him the whole pie. He cost his team the game from the start to the finish, not playing with enough effort defensively, crying all night to the refs, and he did it in his post-game interview. Right? The only other people that does this on a regular are defensive backs and safeties, okay, in football when they get burnt in coverages, who never holding themselves accountable. This is Luka Doncic. If you think I'm lying, watch this film right here. I cut up some film, Sinead.
Okay,
I cut up some film. Well, I didn't cut up the film. Jaron cut up the film. But look, here's one play, okay? Look, you're looking at Luka. Look, first quarter, 5 minutes to go, he's already complaining. Luka driving to the basket. He missed the floater, okay? Look, this is a dumb foul.
Dumb.
That is a dumb foul. For what? He raised his hand. No stuff. You fouled him.
Your elbows on his neck.
That's an offensive foul. That's an offensive foul.
And you're laughing like the referees are trying to mess with you.
Look, here you go again. Another dumb foul. Watch this. What are you doing, Luka? What are you doing?
It's not even you. This is not even you.
That's fake defense for the film, okay? Then he points at the ref. That's another foul. That is horrible all across the board. Here you go again. Luka getting back cutted. Not staying connected to his man.
That one I'm a little iffy on. I was like, that one could have gone either way.
But it could have been iffy on that if you hadn't had the other.
And he knew he had 5 fouls when he was playing defense.
Correct.
Yes.
Look, I like that tape, but you know what this all reminds me of? I read this book by Tim Grover. I believe it's called Relentless, and he was a guy who trained Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant at some points in their career. And the number one category that they really became exceptional about was when they're playing, they stayed present. These tantrums, these emotions that Luka has over the course of games does not allow him to stay present. A lot of people wanted to talk about the blow-by stat because he's not been 100%, but also that shows on defense where you're supposed to have the effort. That not being able to be present has created a symptom that is now a disease for the Mavs. Because the Celtics have a 56% blow-by percentage against the entire Mavs defense. To me, what you go as your leader goes. If he's not fully there, now that creates so many holes that are hard to be plugged. He's playing scramble, and it's not where he's able to control. So I look at this, and I'm like, all of these things, we've seen instances in games in the past where he loses his cool, but it hasn't really swayed a series. Now the eyeballs of the world are watching this NBA Finals, and this is the opportunity for him to address this moving forward.
So let me ask you this, Brian, because we've talked about, okay, are we going to look back at this as being a before and after moment? And I said this the other day. I was having a conversation with someone within the Dallas Mavericks. Maybe this will be a moment you look back. Okay, you're not healthy. This is how you need to train maybe differently. Okay, this is how you're treating the officials. Maybe this needs to be a before and after differently. So maybe this is the moment. And this person said to me, well, but we've been here before in 2022. And I said, no, that's not the NBA Finals. And they said, well, it was our NBA Finals. We lost to the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. And if that wasn't a catalyst for change, then why will this be?
But I'm going to talk about when he played for Slovenia. And I know that FIBA basketball, the average fan doesn't follow it. But when Luka plays for Slovenia, it's so important to him. And he's actually led them to glory. They won the European Championship.
He was talking to me about it a couple of minutes ago. I don't have much time to turn around before I need to play for the national team.
They're going to try for the national team. Well, last year, I was at this game in Manila. His performance in this game was disgusting. He got ejected from this game. By the way, Dylan Brooks got up under his skin. Took him about 5 minutes to get up under his skin. Dylan Brooks got ejected too. How'd that work out? Dylan Brooks get ejected and Luka got ejected. He's screaming at the Secretary General of the FIBA on his way out the door. Now, you'd say that, okay, that happened. 2 years ago in the European Eurobasket, which is a big deal for the Europeans, out go the Slovenians. Want to know why? Because in a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go, just like yesterday, he fouls out. How did he foul out? Because he got a technical foul. And in FIBA rules, technical fouls is a personal foul. Done. 2001 Olympics in Tokyo. I'm there again. They're in the semifinals against France. He loses his cool at the officials. How many times is this going to happen? How many times am I going to watch a big game where Luka is on the bench at the end of the game because he can't control himself?
And you know what else is like, when I'm watching this game, right, it's a difference, right, in the personnel as well. When you're watching the Celtics, they're more athletic, right? Physically talented, and they're more in shape. And Luka is standing out like a sore thumb right now. He's not in shape. So when he comes into training camp, it's a certain thing of like maintaining throughout the regular season and postseason, so that when you get to this point, we're still calling him Skinny Luka.
But
right?
To me,
you are.
To me, I think Game 3 is the biggest motivator potentially of his NBA career.